Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining me on the Give and Go podcast. 1 week into the soccer season, a lot of good games out there already. Going to continue along doing some podcasts with some players, seniors this year. Today, I have Reese Keane from Brick Memorial, senior defender, center back, outside back, all over on the back line. They just lost to Manasquan 1-0 in a very hard fought game. Very impressive on the defensive effort. So, Reese, thank you for joining me today.
Of course.
So, how do you think the team played in your opening night game?
I honestly, based off of every game that we've played, our Manasquan game was probably the best game that we've ever played. Like with this new team. Even though we lost, it was such a hard fought game. Like it was a 1-0 game. The girl scored in the second half. Like we both I feel like had equal opportunities scoring. We both attacked, we both defended. It was just a lucky she dribbled up, our end line and she just hit it over our goalie's hands and it just went in.
Yeah, I agree. They did not really have a lot of good opportunities to score. I think maybe just one more, and you girls had a couple good opportunities, but it was mainly a possession game played in between the 18s. And your defense, obviously led by you, but your whole defense worked hard. I talked to coach the next day, and he was acting like it was a win for he was very impressed
Yeah,
because
yeah,
obviously Brick Memorial has graduated a ton of talent the last 2 years, as
yeah.
you are aware. And Vic did a great job stepping in as goalie. How has been the communication with you on the back line and a new goalie back there?
Me and Vic go back probably since our flag football days. Like I've known Vic forever. So when we play back there, it's so easy to communicate with her. Like she's really good at talking where she needs us to be, or if there's someone open and I don't catch it, she always catches it. Like she sees everything and she's really helpful back there.
Yeah, that's big because I know when teams graduate goalies, that's one of the toughest positions to
Yeah.
replace. So that's big. Um, you're a senior. Brick Memorial has a lot of traditions. You go on your retreat. Coach has everyone over to watch Rudy right before the season. What is something you hope that you're able to pass down to the underclassmen that they can take with them?
I think to just knock it down on yourself. Like for me, obviously I was on varsity 4 years, but for the first year, I don't think I touched the field at all. I don't remember playing a game, but and in the moment I was really upset. I thought I wasn't good enough. I lost a lot of my confidence and I had to bring it back sophomore year because that's when I started had to play again. Um one thing, and I tell the freshmen right now, we always have talks and stuff, and I just say don't get down on yourself. Don't think it's your fault that you're not playing a lot. There are people who have been here and who, have worked here for so long, and we try really hard on this team. And if you don't start, it doesn't mean you're not good. It's just some people just deserve that spot a little more.
And do you think the culture that a coach has set is a reason the team's been so successful the past few years? Because I know Brick Memorial, you girls are really close on and off the field. Do you think that plays a part?
Yeah, I do. Um, Especially freshman year. Going on that retreat and actually being included in things, not being the freshmen that sit out and stuff. Everyone every year that I've been, and even me, we're all so good at including people. We're the freshmen now, we're so close with them. We love every single one of them. Everyone, we're just once we're close, it's so much easier to communicate with them and on the field, we'll be we could tell them what to do. They know what to do. They won't talk back. We're so respectful for each other.
That's my next. When you were a freshman, was there a particular upperclassman that you were able to go to or that kind of took you under their wing?
I think my favorite upperclassmen would probably be Giselle, Brooke, and Jordan because I played with Giselle and Jordan forever. They were on my club team. They're like my best friends. I love them. Brooke I met through high school soccer, and ever since then, I love Brooke. I always went to those three whenever I needed them. And even the other girls Emily Almeida, the Crusoes, Gabby. Chloe, all of them. Like they're all just everyone's so welcoming.
Yeah, those five were close since I think they were like 3 years old.
Yeah.
So how old were you when you first started playing?
When I was 3. I used to live in Delaware, so I
Oh,
started when I was in Delaware. Yeah.
how old were you when your family moved to Brick?
Um, I was in like beginning first grade, but they held me back, so I stayed in kindergarten. So I should be like the grade ahead, but they held me back because I was born in California, but I was only there for like 2 years or like a year and a half. And then we moved to Delaware there for like 4 years, and then we moved to New Jersey probably, yeah, I would say the beginning of my first grade year, so I stayed back.
That's like me. My family moved to Jersey going into first grade, and I was the youngest kid because New York starts school earlier.
Yeah, that's why my parents kept me back. Yeah, they didn't
Okay.
want.
My teachers wanted to hold me back, not my parents. So,
Yeah,
so you started playing, I guess, through the Brick Soccer Club first?
yeah, in New Jersey. Yeah, I started with Brick. Played here and then at Vets Memorial, and then I met Skylar Schlagenhafstad Pat. And then he introduced me to Brick Superstorm, and then I
Okay.
played with them for a while.
Okay. Did you play any other club teams?
Yeah, I played for PDA
Okay.
Short. I
Okay.
played for them for like 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who was your coach over there?
I had Brian Finley, and then
Okay.
I had Coach Lou.
Okay. Lou Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
My niece is with PDA Shore now, so
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah. Yeah, she'll be in high school next year, so we'll see.
Yeah. And then Brian Blue was in there too. He would
Wow.
always come to games and stuff like that.
That is her current coach.
I like Brian Blue's a great coach. Yeah.
Yeah, he's good for my niece, her personality and his quiet demeanor.
Yeah.
Um, so we kind of talked about your freshman year. What was your experience? And, one game I really want to bring up is obviously the Middletown South game, your freshman year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lost in overtime, and then your sophomore year, you got him back.
Mhm.
But what were some things you were able to take away your freshman year and, through that state playoff run?
Yeah. So my freshman year, since on I obviously was not playing in a state tournament, I would sit there, but instead of like just sitting there and being like, I'm not playing, I would watch like the defenders and I would watch what they would do and I would like pick out like things like especially with the girl that I had to mark at Mid South, I had to know, she's a very good player. Like I had to know how she played, like where she takes the ball, what's her move. So like instead of just sitting there, I would watch our defenders, who was I think at the time like Payne Vigiano and Mia Irizarry. So
Yes.
I would just watch them and watch how they defend, and watching them helped me so much with my game and just understanding everything.
Sophomore year, I got a phone call from a Middletown South parent asking who was covering her. It would be Bay, whatever, however you pronounce her name.
Yeah.
And I wasn't at the game, but I knew you were the one covering because they were very impressed with the job. And like you said, she's going to Rutgers for a reason. She's about to
Yeah.
set school scoring record at Middletown South. So you had the opposing team's parents saying what a job you did in that game. So that's something definitely I think you should be proud of because everybody knows how good she was.
Yeah, no.
How exciting, not a lot of kids could win sectional titles. You get one as a sophomore. How exciting was that after? What did coach tell you after that game?
Everyone like it just felt unreal at first because I don't think I've ever worked so hard in a game. Like that was probably the hardest game for probably for any of us on that team. Like that we did not give up. Like there was not one time that we gave up in that game, and like after we won, like we were just all so proud of like everything that we did. Like everyone was so proud of all the work we put in. Like especially with me, I was just so proud of myself in general for being able to cover that girl because she's a great forward. Like she's amazing. And I for me to be able to at least stop her in like some of those plays was just like a big accomplishment for me.
Yeah, I'll admit my biggest regret that year was not getting you on the all short one of the all short teams that year, especially with that performance. That is one of my regrets, and but you phenomenal job all year
Thank
that
you.
year. Now, going into your junior year, what was something you really wanted to improve on? You know, you were becoming one of the leaders on the field. So what was something you wanted to improve on last year?
I feel like definitely talking. Like I talked when my sophomore year, I talked a lot to only kind of my center back, so it was Ashley. So I'd usually only really talk to her like if I needed something or like need to fix something. But my junior year, I think is when I really started to like open up and talk on the field, just not to the defense, like to everyone to move and just be vocal on the field because I feel like the more vocal you are, the easier it is to find people and to get out of situations and stuff like that.
Besides winning the sectional, what do you think is one of the best moments you've had?
Mm. Um, every time we play Tom's River North, it's always a good game. Every there was
Usually
one
a
game
physical game too.
I don't remember what game it had to have been my sophomore year, but I think we played North and
when you
like yeah, and we
when you
won. It
finally
was
beat
like
them.
yeah, but like games like just games where like it may not even it's just like the league games, but they're so physical and like hard games. Like those are honestly my favorite.
Okay. Yeah, usually NEA South, I know the central matchups couple of years have been
Yeah.
close battles. And A South sometimes takes a backseat to A North, but there's some better battles actually in A South than A North. Um, so what goals you have set this year for yourself?
So for me personally, just to be able to get to where I was before because I was out for almost like 10 months to a year because of my health. So a big thing for me this year was deciding if I was going to be able to play or not, if I was going to be able to play in college.
Mhm.
That it was a really, really hard time for me going through that because I didn't have soccer. I couldn't use it as like an outlet. So this summer was really where I tested myself and see like where I was able to compete at because at first like in practices I would sit out for like majority of it because I couldn't practice with my heart and stuff. So once like I was able to start to build up my stamina and build up like the endurance, I think it helps me a lot. And my biggest goal this year is just to get to where I was before and be able to play at that level.
Yeah, I was talking to your father after the first game, and he was kind of surprised that you went the full 80 minutes.
Yeah.
So just so what were you diagnosed with?
So I have POTS, which is it's just a very long word, but it's basically a heart condition where, your heart rate will spike at different times or it will spike to like a low. Like, so in games, like an average heart rate is probably like a 150, 160 run, whatever. But mine gets to like 230. And then once it gets to 230, my body starts to kind of shut down a little and it's like, all right, like you gotta slow down. Like, but sometimes during soccer, like my adrenaline's going so much that I don't really notice that. So,
Hmm.
there's been times where like practice like I've came out and like almost like passed out from just I have no like blood flow going like when my heart's beating that fast and then I can't breathe and then it kind of just affects the whole body. It's just more of like it's like an autoimmune disorder.
Now, your father told me it's something you grow out of.
Yeah, some people grow out of it, some people
Mm.
don't. I
Okay.
think it's more of a you build a tolerance for it, and then
Okay.
once you have such a high tolerance, you probably just feel like you don't have it anymore.
Okay, and I just one follow up, and you kind of touched on it, the mental aspect of not having soccer as an outlet. Um, how did you adjust during those months when you really couldn't play?
I It was really hard. I spent last year school, I missed 40 days, spent so much time in the hospital. I was just in and out. It was such a depressing time because like my friends would all be at soccer or like at the time PDA. So they would all be at their practices, the tournaments that you go away for. So a big thing that helped me was my family. They and my friends, they were always there for me, like no matter what. My boyfriend was always there for me. Like everyone just they knew like how much it meant to me. They knew how much I wanted to have it back. So everyone just they stayed positive for me and I stayed positive. I tried to pray as much as I could to get back. I started going to like not that I wasn't, but I went to the gym a little more and started going on more of like walks and building up more weight strength. And then that would help with like my blood flow and the heart rate and all of that. So like I did stuff independently to help and then also just the support from like everyone that I love.
The last question, when were you diagnosed with that? Was it after your season, junior season, or during it?
It was, it took a while at first because a lot of it started with the stomach. Because it literally affects everywhere. Like it can affect my
Okay.
stomach, affect my breathing, my heart, anywhere. So like at first it started with my stomach, so we weren't sure if it was just like a gastro problem. So we spent probably like 4 to 5 months, me and my mom, my dad, like just going in and out of doctors, in and out of tests, like blood, like getting my blood taken, getting everything but I want to say I was diagnosed probably in like May
Okay.
last year is when I was really diagnosed with it.
Okay. Oh, scary for a teenager to go through that. Very
Yeah,
scary.
I know, because I know my dad was saying to you, I don't beta blockers with I mean, we share the same medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, well, it's great that you're on the field. It was
yeah,
seeing you on the field on this week, and you were definitely flying all over it. Just just be careful.
yeah,
I know the coach will be looking out for you too to make sure you're okay.
yeah.
So,
He always does. Yeah.
all right, let's go to something a little more up, a little more happy. We'll do a little rapid fire questions. All right.
Okay.
All right. Favorite TV show?
Criminal Minds.
You're the second one in like the past week to
Really?
do
Criminal
that.
Minds is so good. It's so good.
Who just one of the Marlboro girls maybe? Because I had two of them on at the same time. I think one of them might have said it.
Okay.
Favorite movie?
Coraline.
What was that?
Coraline.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your go-to song to get you pumped up for a big game?
Um, uh, I don't. mm, I have so many.
Does Brick Memorial have a playlist, or do you listen to your own
We
stuff?
have a playlist, but I would say artist wise, probably Ken Carson is probably my favorite rap like artist song to pick from.
Little side thing for this: are you gonna miss Coach Caruso's long national anthem that he plays? That
It'd be
national
cool.
anthem is like 5 minutes long.
But
He laughed, 2 years ago. Like when you played Howell opening day 2 years ago,
yeah,
he was actually laughing because how long the national anthem
I know.
stuff. What is your favorite school subject?
Either like my psychology class or like English and writing.
Okay. What is your favorite food?
Honestly, I would say sushi, sweet potato roll, sushi.
Okay.
Yeah,
I actually don't get that too often, the sushi
it's very
which is
good.
kind of shocking.
Yeah,
What is something you enjoy doing when you're not playing soccer?
going on walks.
Okay.
I love going on walks. Like Bayhead, I will walk the whole like street on the beach. Walks, yeah, that's what I do.
When your playing career is over, do you still want to be involved in the sport some way, whether coaching or training?
I feel like I would want to pass it down to my kids too and have them play so I could just
I've been doing these podcasts for 5 years now, and nobody brought up about wanting to teach, my kids to play. You're the second one actually since I started the soccer season, so that's good, passing it down to your
yeah.
younger generation. Um, all right, one last one for this one. What would you rather? Would you game-winning shot or making a game-winning save off the line?
I feel like in my opinion, game winning save.
off the line.
Yeah, I feel like that would be my perspective from defense. I feel like that's yeah.
You brought up flag football earlier. When did you start playing flag football?
I've played flag football, I want to say, I think it was like third or fourth grade. Or maybe second, if,
The, the
either
fastest
second or
fastest growing
third.
sport. Fastest growing sport right there for
I
girls.
Yeah, at the time it was really popular. At the time I did it, I feel like so many people did it. I don't think it's as popular anymore, but it was like I would do it at like the drum point, like the flag football there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know there was like leagues when I interviewed Ella Mason 2 years ago, who was Rumson's quarterback 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and she said she was on a league team since she was fifth grade. I was like, I didn't even know that existed,
Yeah,
but
colleges are starting to come out with like
yeah.
leagues for football too.
Yes, the girl from Central, she's at Marymount for football, flag football.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's talk about college. So you're committed to St. Vincent, right? That's
Yeah. Yeah.
what was it about that school that you were like, all right, I could spend my next 4 years here?
I feel like definitely the players and the coaches and also the atmosphere. It reminded me of Brick Memorial. The way like how close the team was and just like the coach would tell me like the things they would do, the vacation that they're gonna go on when I'm a sophomore and like the vacations that they do go on. They like all the school is like more of like a school where activities like everyone kind of goes to them. Like it's like if there's like a school activity, like people will go to them. Like it's like all your friends will be there. And it's just a very like close, small school, and that's why I liked it. And it's also just it's so pretty up there. Like it's different than like New Jersey. Like I live by a beach, I live by the water, but like up there, like you're on mountains. Like my school's like on a mountain, which is different. And I wanted to have like that different feeling.
I s- I've drove through those mountains a couple of times.
Oh, my
It
dad
is
too. We did it during it was snowing. Yeah. Yeah.
quick funny story. I was out in Ohio for work and I tried to beat the blizzard back and they kept delaying allowing me to leave. Finally let me leave and I drove through the mountains in a blizzard and
Yeah.
they had all the salters on the road and they had cop you couldn't go around them. It was a nightmare getting home.
Yeah.
But I couldn't imagine the road was actually closed the next day, so thank God I did leave and not
Yeah. Yeah.
stay like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it's gorgeous. The even Pittsburgh, I love the
Yeah.
baseball
Yeah. I'm
stadium.
right
It's
by
gorgeous.
like the town. Yeah.
So, and what do you want to study?
Psychology.
What do you hope to do with that as a career? Do
Well,
you know yet?
I've been back and forth about it. I either want to be like a psychiatrist or more of like a forensic psychiatrist. Like, because I love Criminal Minds and Criminal Minds is like forensic, like, and that's what like drew me to it. But I also like helping people, so I'm always between the forensic part or just like the psychiatrist part.
Well, my sister went to school for psychology. So,
Yeah.
all right, last question. I'll let you go.
Okay.
What advice would you give your younger self?
Um, Definitely not to be hard on yourself, not to be so hard on yourself. I was the biggest person on being hard on myself. Like, probably like seventh grade to like sophomore year, I was so hard on myself. Like, I made a bad pass, I'd always put my head down, or I would always do something like that. So, definitely not to, get down on myself for making a bad pass because everyone makes a bad pass and it is what it is, and just got to move on with it. Like, just move on.
Good. I'm gonna have you talk to my niece and tell her that too,
Yeah.
because she's the same way.
It happens.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone does it.
Yeah.
So, who do you have tomorrow?
Borough.
Point Borough.
Mhm.
It's their first game. Yeah, they haven't played yet.
That's their first game.
That's their first game. Yeah, they didn't play last week.
Yeah, it's 3:45 there, I think.
Okay.
So,
And who do you have Thursday? Thursday short conference pod games. For you. I'm guessing.
I want to say Marlboro, maybe.
Okay.
I could be wrong though. I don't
Um,
know if I could be wrong.
I think you're right. I think you're right. So,
Yeah, of
all right. Well, Reese, thank you for taking time out today, and
course.
good luck the rest of the season. Obviously, I'll be at another game eventually. So
Okay.
I got to 10 teams in the first week.
There you go.
So knocking them off one by one. So all right, Reese, thank you.
Of
Take care,
course.
and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you. Have a good day.
All right, have a good night, everybody.